Christian Livingstone here, and it's springtime, 2020, it's April, and you know, I like to do a lot of mower stuff, and I heard a crew right up the street, and a real professional crew. They do a great job, and they came out with their Walker lawnmowers, and I think they got a new unit. And Walkers are arguably probably the best finish cut lawnmowers out there, and I really don't like the way they control, but they came out with a new model, I think, and this Walker mower was so quiet, I was just kind of blown away, because, you know, I did a video not too long ago about, you know, how to make your zero-turn riding mower better than original and blah, blah, blah. I quieted down the deck a little bit and put the seat suspension in the front fork shocking system, but it just never occurred to me to try to make the exhaust quieter, and but now it has. It's dawned on me, and so I got a cheap little add-on generic tailpipe style muffler. It'll go right into the exhaust port of an existing single cylinder. But I've got a V-twin Briggs that has a muffler. It goes two pipes into the one muffler, and it has a tailpipe. So I'm going to add a second muffler to an existing muffler to see if I can quiet it down even more. I put the twin cylinder Briggs motor on there not too long ago, and you know, it comes with its own exhaust system, and it's fine. It's quite good, but you know, that tailpipe is hanging out just right. I think I'm going to add another muffler on top of the muffler, and this takes the 1-inch pipe fitting, but you know, that necks it down a little from that. That's got about a 1.5-inch opening. So I'm going to step up to a little larger size, and I'm going to just weld it on. Even though that one was seated just right, this will not constrict, maybe not create so much back pressure by adding this. For a lot of guys, this might be easy enough to just put a collar or a U-clamp to an existing tailpipe and make it work with no welding. For other guys who've got a MIG welder, you know, you can spot tack and you know, just weld it right on. But I did a little union action here so it can screw on, I can remove it. So we'll do a before and after comparison with a measurable way to know how much benefit we get in quietness with a meter type mechanism. And but these are cheap. This was $8 or $9. You can get these. This is a generic one. Briggs makes one virtually identical. You pay a few more bucks, $12 or something, but these are surprisingly inexpensive. The coupler, I didn't go with the existing threaded 1-inch pipe thread. I stepped up to a larger size so I wouldn't get any bottleneck or added back pressure theoretically. So I've got a union, and those fittings cost another $3, another for the female and the male, 3 and 3, and $8 or $9. So this is going to cost under $20, and you know, it may not be very perceptible. We'll see. I don't know. I haven't put the meter on there, but you know, I've already kind of just loosely slid it on there even before I welded it or anything. And I thought it, you know, I was in the garage, and I thought, yeah, it is. It's a little quieter, but we won't know until we get outside where there's no echoes. It's open space, and so it's a fun project for me. It's just about ready to demo as best flows I can get. That's what I'm going to do. So that's what I'm using. I'm using the male and female, and I'll cut this and lighten this and fit this up to the I'll show you the actual place where it's going. It's going right there, so it'll hang off there real nice. I haven't put out a whole lot of videos recently, but I'm starting to get inspired again to do a few little ones. I've got another one in mind. It's just kind of kind of coming to mind about my Dixon. I've done a lot on the Dixon mowers and the friction drive ones especially, because they're tricky, and you know, they're pretty much outdated now, and a lot of people are still wondering, you know, how do I keep this thing going without splashing out for a brand new $3,000 hydro unit, zero turn. So, you know, I'm still digging mine, and I think I solved a little mystery or issue that that one commonly has. So, you know, I might put out one more Dixon friction drive video here soon on the finer adjustments, tips and tricks, and hopefully that'll be it, because I've done enough on Dixon. I'm tired of being the one guy out there who's, you know, really kind of, you know, geeking out on all this stuff. But you know, I wish some of the actual, you know, Dixon engineers or dealer tech gurus would come out of the woodwork and say, yeah, you know, we've done this for years. I'm just a regular residential kind of a guy, and so, you know, but I'm having fun with it, and in lieu of anybody else coming forward, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. Other than that, I've got a Glock 27 that I put a different slide on, and so I kept the old slide, and but I put the old slide back on my Glock 27, and so I've got an extra slide, and I bought a P80 lower receiver that's 80% complete, so it's not technically a firearm in the statist you know, classification. So you can just buy them you know, online, and they arrive to your door, and you do the other 20% drilling, filing, blah blah blah, and you can make your own handgun. So I've got the slide. I'm going to put it on this lower receiver with the added parts. So I'm going to come up with another you know, pseudo Glock 27, and that'll be a fun project. So this project, a little more on the Dixon probably coming down the pike, and then do-it-yourself Glock 27. So that's what I got coming down the pike, so stick around. And here's the first step. I just split it with a grinder and a cutting disc, and you know, I suppose if I had a bandsaw or a chop saw, it might have been a little more elegant way to cut it, but that's fine. I'm going to split this and break them apart, and that way they'll, the inner diameter there is wider than the threads are, so I believe that'll sleeve right onto that tailpipe. And here we go with the galvanized ground out. Any of the little flanges and nomenclature, that's all gone. Make this a little lighter. It was needlessly heavy weight, you know, just that's pretty burly. The belt sander there and make it look better and more cylindrical and smooth a finish, both here on the face and on the sidewalls. Okay, and so here is the coupler all cleaned up on the bench sand, or the belt sander over there, and you know, you can see it looks pretty tidy and little bevels and stuff, but this is how it's going to go. I'm going to weld to here, and this to the existing muffler, and then I can just unscrew this if needs be. And you can see it's just a much bigger throat there. This would have been how it would go, and you know, you can see that sits right in there, so that'll just be a lot better flow. Okay, and there's the coupler just loose fit up against the muffler, the existing muffler. I think I'm going to cut off about a ½ inch of that, so this goes flush up against the muffler, and I'll weld to that because this has a needless 1 inch in between there. I want to get this a little closer in, like about there, not touching. Okay, I got a couple of tacks already. I'll see if I can show you doing one now that I got the camera set up. But yeah, it's going well. There might be some residual traces of that galvanized in there. But so far so good. And you know, I've done a lot more stick and MIG welding in my life years ago, but now I find a TIG welder's all I'm using lately. This Everlast has dual voltage, and I'm running off 120 volt power, and I get up to 125 amps, which is plenty for the kind of stuff that I do nowadays. So you know, TIG welding's great. There's no smoke, no spatter. I'm using a hand amp troll device. A lot of guys use pedals, but hand amp troll devices are becoming a little more popular lately, I think. Let's see if I can get a good angle here. And there, that's a quick tack. You know, I'm going to go around half a dozen or more places before I get the actual little petite TIG bead in there, so I don't punch through anything. Okay, and here comes the Bessie clamp to the rescue again, and I've got it seated down what I think is pretty square. You know, you look in two directions and you cinch down the clamp over and over a few times until you get it to where you think it, you know, won't be wobbling to one side or the other, back and forth. And while I've got it tacked up, I just put the second muffler on there to see if it looks pretty square and not too, you know, off round, and it does. It looks fine to me. Okay, there it is, all welded up. It's still hot, so I'm not going to touch it, of course, but let me just use this to point out some things. I think, you know, this was a cast metal fitting, because I got some weird undercut just to the one side on the fitting, so I think that was a cast metal. This is a single pass. You know, it's not the prettiest thing, you know, especially when you do cast. So I'm not going to try to pretty it up. You get too much heat input on cast, and it can start tink, 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 and you know, you can get some cracks or something. I don't know if it would hurt it to you know, put a quick autogenous weave pass with no filler, but I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to leave it just like that, and you know, paint covers a multitude of welding sins, so I'll just spray some paint on there. And as you can see, the muffler's all painted up and it was welded on, and the opening shows that it was pretty much dead on. I mean, it may not be perfectly square and everything, but it's going to be, you won't be able to notice. It looks pretty good. So Logan, my neighbor from around the corner at the old neighborhood, he wanted to get in on this and maybe make a few bucks. So I said, sure, come on. And, you know, like Curtis, my other buddy who used to give me a hand at times, you know, he moved to a town down the road. And so Logan wants to get in on this and maybe make a few bucks. We're probably going to transplant a plant as well. But he's going to install this, and then we'll put on that screw-on tailpipe muffler, the added secondary muffler. We're adding a muffler to this existing muffler, and it's a this is a V-twin, and so you got the two you know, header pipes going into the muffler. So but the other screw-on muffler is just for a single, but that'll go right onto the tailpipe. So let's get to it, Logan. I'll keep this the second muffler in hand, and I'll get down here right by the unit and start it up, and we'll have you run the decibel meter, not the decimal meter, the decibel meter. I just don't want to say decibel, but anyway, it's on my phone somewhere. You see where the decibel meter is? Decibel meter.
Decimal.
Decibel.
Decibel. Yeah, you got me saying it.
I know. That line. How far would you say that is? 12 feet?
Yeah.
15 feet? Okay, we'll use that as the baseline. So we'll start the engine and run it, and you tell us what you get in decibels after it's running, and then I'll screw this on and we'll see what the difference is. Okay, let's start it up. You can see it's pointing in a direction that it won't echo off anything too much. Logan already mentions that there's a little wind going on, and so that may affect it, but we'll see. even with the wind, what the difference is.
60.2 decibels conversation.
60.2, okay. How about with no conversation?
Busy traffic because of the wind, 74.
You're getting 74 when we're not talking?
Because of the wind.
How about, what's that, 60?
And then the wind dies down and goes down to 58 for quiet office.
Oh, wow, that's a big difference.
And then 45 quiet library.
It goes as low as 45 when it's real still. This may not be the best time to do this, but we're going to do it anyway, and just keep in mind those figures because, you know, when we put the muffler on, then we'll
76.
see. How much?
76, then 54.
Okay, so those are pretty much the highs and low average. Okay, so that's good to keep in mind. So,
50.
all right, we'll keep those in mind and start this baby up. Come on. I think he's saying 84. I'll go ahead and screw the muffler on. How much?
75 and 71 without the wind.
Down from what?
80 something, busy street to busy traffic.
To mid to low 70s from 80? Okay, so that's a slight difference. It's not much. I'll take what I can get, but anyway, I think we've completed the project. So for under $20, that's what we did. We lowered it maybe 5 points if we're lucky. 5 decibels. I'll take it.
Try again, the wind died down.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
71?
Yeah, from 80 to 71, that's like 9 decibels.
Okay. Okay. But yeah, it might be more accurate if we did it when it was perfectly still,
Yeah.
but still, I'm guessing the difference is going to be about the same. You know, the range is going to be reduce that percentage. Okay, I've done a little mowing, and it does seem quieter. You know, maybe about by what the numbers in the decibel meter suggested, between 5 and 10%. That's really kind of subjective to say, yeah, that's what my ears heard also, but, you know, it seems to be about it. You know, 5 to 10%, not a lot, but noticeable. And so that's what I did. I thought it was quieter, except when you get around these walls and stuff, you'll still get the echo, and you know, that's no fun, but that can't be helped. Any mower will do the same thing, but for under $20, 5 to 10%, let's say 7%, I'll take it, okay?